It's Yalla Home. Yalla Home.
With Anna Schofield.
And Big Half.
Music's greatest songs. Greatest songs. Worth covering. Original classic hitmakers.
This is going to be an absolute pleasure. I have a soft spot for Nickelback. Now, having done my research on Nickelback, though, I've realised that quite a lot of people don't. They are a real love-hate thing, but they've been going since the 90s, and they've got 9 albums. So let's get into it, because I'm sure you know the song that I'm playing. It's not that far back, so you will remember. They're a Canadian rock band formed in 1995 in Alberta, Canada. And they're composed of, there's a guitarist, there's a lead vocalist, which we all know the most, Chad, guitarist, keyboardist, backing vocalist, Ryan Peake, and we have Mike Kroger on the bass. The drummers have changed. There's been 3 or 4 drummers. I think we're finally sitting on Ryan Vickedel. I hope I'm saying his name right. Can't always rely on me for that. But they are one of the most commercially successful Canadian rock bands ever, and have sold more than 50 million albums worldwide. So throughout all the kind of criticism that I'm going to talk about in a minute, they're doing something right. In 2009, Billboard ranked them the most successful rock group of that decade. And the song How You Remind Me, which I nearly played, was listed as the best-selling rock song and the 4th best-selling song of that decade overall. So they're properly up there on the figures. They were also listed number 7 on the Billboard Top Artist of the Decade, with 4 albums listed in the whole thing. So amazing. Now, they signed to Roadrunner Records in 1999 and re-released a album called The State that they'd actually released independently. So by the time they signed to Roadrunner Records, and it's a good story of how they were signed, they already had a kind of an album in the bag. But let's go back to the formation, because I want to talk you through it. I always love the personal story of how these things happen. The band was formed in the 1990s, and they were a cover band, and they were called the Village Idiot. Now, this is an English saying. So if you've got someone in your group of friends, I know every Brit's going to know what the Village Idiot is, but if do you know what no. Okay, so Village Idiot is an expression used for if there's one of your friends who is always the fool, he's always mucking about, he's always the one that does the stupid stuff, does stuff he shouldn't, laughs, maybe a bit thick. Everyone might love him, but he's the village idiot. Like, he's everyone's favourite idiot. So you kind of love thinking that he's a fool, and you pat him on the head and you make sure he's all right. That's a village idiot. So they called themselves that, which is quite funny. And they were brothers, Mike and Chad. And they formed it with their cousin Brandon. Hilarious. So actually it was a family band. That later changed to Nickelback. And the story behind Nickelback, I bet you don't know the story behind Nickelback. It's amazing. So one of the guys used to work in Starbucks, because all good artists, musicians, actors do. They say they're an artist performer, and we spend most of our time waiting tables. He was working in Starbucks, and he would frequently have to give a nickel change, because whatever the thing was, the price of the coffees, meant that people would obviously give him a note and he'd give them a nickel. I don't even know how much a nickel is in America, but I know it's a small coin. And he would repeatedly say, millions of times during the day, here's your nickel back. And so as a result, they called the band that. And they stopped doing covers. Up to that time, they would do cover songs of Led Zeppelin, Metallica, all those sorts of bands. They stopped doing that. They went to Chad's stepfather and they said, please give us $4,000. We want to record our first demo. And they did. They recorded a 7-track EP. Now, that's fine and everything, but they only spent $2,000 on actually recording the demo. With the other $2,000, they went and had a party. Less said about that, the better. But it's gone down in history as that's what they did. However, the band have done well, and they've given the stepdad back his money, so all is good. They then went through a series of albums. You've got Curb, you've got The State, Silver Side Up, The Long Road, all of these albums, All the Right Reasons, Dark Horse, of course. That was 2008. Here and Now was 2011. No Fixed Address and Feed the Machine. I mean, they're just prolific songwriters, know what they're doing. And there's an upcoming 10th studio album. Oh, yes, there is. But generally speaking, people love them. They know what they're doing. They do songs about love. They do songs about partying. There's a lot of partying. But they're very relatable. So a critic has actually talked about them and said, listen, Chad knows exactly what he's doing when he puts together a song. They sing about the normal stuff in life. They sing about love and girls and boys and school and all that stuff that's completely relatable to just about every single person in the world. I said just about. And then they thrash around to it. And the songs do have a formula, but the thing is, we all kind of like the formula. And I'm not opposed to the formula. It's all really good. So those criticisms are just a shame. Let's talk about Photograph, the song. It was recorded by them and released August 2005. Wow, 15 years ago. And it was the first single from their 5th album. By then, they were 5 albums in. All the right reasons. It made multiple US and UK top 10 charts. It was number 1 across Europe. The video was shot in Canada, where they were all from, which was lovely. The controversy of it, though, this is where Donald Trump comes in. So early October 2019, Donald Trump uses a portion of the video and the song in a video that he posted on his Twitter account. Here we go. And he used the opening 4 words of the song. And he used it for the video's caption as well of the tweet. And he used it about the Vice President of the United States at the time, the current Democratic presidential candidate for the 2020 election, Joe Biden. But the photograph had Joe Biden and his son Hunter on there. And the photo shows them on a golf course with a certain person from a company. And it raised a certain question on the nature of the relationship between this businessman and Joe Biden and Joe Biden's son. However, here's the twist. So he did that for obviously his ill gain and to highlight something he wanted to be very controversial. But not long after it was posted, Twitter then took it down. And they said that due to copyright owner laws, the media has been disabled. And they never said anything more than that. And they've taken the video down. Well done, Donald Trump. So on the back of that, this garnered huge media attention for the song. Everyone started downloading it, streaming it. It started being played on the radio again, and it had another peak in performance. And everyone knows the song. So actually, all Donald Trump did was make them even more famous. So let's just enjoy this song now. It's had 3 or 4 peaks. Everyone loves it. It's the gorgeous Nickelback with Photograph on the Music Greats on Yellow Home.
Yellow Home
With Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
Anna Schofield till 8, covering for both of us tonight, last night. I like it when he's here, and he's back tomorrow at 5. Let's talk about the world's 40 most popular dishes. It's been revealed. I love a list. I told you earlier I love a list. Any kind of list, give me the list, let's go. Because you always want to know if you actually agree with the list. That's fundamental. It's just clickbait, isn't it? But it's good clickbait. It's carried out by Time Out. And this survey has revealed the most beloved dishes around the globe, according to 38,000 people. They didn't mess around. They asked quite a few people. I think that's good. There are few greater joys, they say, than native food when it's recommended by someone or something. And that's why they carried out this survey. The funny thing is that shawarma is in there. For this region, there were 3 things that we love in this region. We said shawarma, black cod and biryani. These are all in there. Apparently I'm looking around for some kind of recognition. Sort of, medium. Not getting a full thumbs up. But here are the top dishes. So let's have a look at them. Yeah, there they are. The biryani. The thing is, the shawarma is an amazing item. I was only introduced to that really when I came here. It has the big brother, the kebab, but the shawarma is the thing. And I remember Sally Musa talking about the shawarma. Sally Musa and I used to work here at Pulse 95. We went to the cafeteria here at Sharjah Broadcasting Authority when we first got here because we knew each other from another radio station. We sat down for a gossip and a chat, and she said to me, "Do you want a shawarma?" And I remember going, all right, thinking, I can't remember the last time I had a shawarma. And she said, oh no, hang on, I've got to get the proper one with the chips in it. So apparently a real shawarma has fries actually inside it. That true? No, I'm not getting much recognition here in the studio from everyone else. But the survey went to various cities across the world, and it went to Istanbul, it went to Copenhagen, Denmark, all around. Oh, and Edinburgh. Guess what was top in Edinburgh? You're correct. It's haggis. Who's heard of haggis? Have you heard of haggis? I love that. Double R's like, what's haggis? Haggis is sheep stomach with herbs and spices in it. Yeah. You see, you think other people eat weird stuff, go to Scotland. There you go, shawarma and haggis is in the survey, the world's most popular dishes revealed by Time Out. Coming up to 6:30, we are, of course, Yalla Home, and it's Pulse 95.
This is Pulse 95 with
Yalla Home.
Yalla Home.
Anna Schofield live through till 8 o'clock, she says, half reading as well. This is absolutely amazing. Came across this the other day. There's an Italian artist who has ploughed through a field to create a completely incredible piece of art, which is why I'm bringing it here. It's Beethoven's face, and it's Beethoven's 250th birthday, basically. So as a result, he went, right, don't worry, lads, I'm going to do a tribute in a field. So last year, the artist dedicated a land portrait to Leonardo da Vinci in Italy, again, to mark the 500th anniversary of the Renaissance artist's death. And it was pretty good. So this year, he went, right, don't worry, I've got you covered. I'll do Beethoven. And so off he goes in his tractor. And I'm not even kidding. There's footage of him in the tractor going round. And the field is not small. We're not talking a little patch of grass here. We're talking a proper field of hectares or, acres or whatever. And off he goes, and from above, as soon as you get a drone on it or a plane or anything like that, it's absolutely amazing. And then it says Beethoven underneath, and it's the artist's version of what he thinks, Beethoven would look like. And it's in northern Italy, and he literally turned the tractor into a paintbrush. I love it. Apparently he used his tractor to plough through a field in the shape of Beethoven, the German composers. I just don't understand. The bit I don't understand is how he had the vision to be in a tractor and know that if he turns right and turns left slightly here, there and everywhere, he's doing an ear or an eyebrow. Because honestly, that's what he's done. He's got eyebrows, he's got the nose, he's got the mouth. The hair is crazy. I mean, he will have had to have done some serious tractor work around the top bit of the hair because it's sticky out. And then at the bottom it says Beethoven. Amazing. If you go to Google, you could see the pictures. It's 25 square meters. That's how big the image is of Beethoven. And also, it doesn't really say sort of whether he got paid for this or whether he's just doing it for fun or whatever, but it's pretty amazing. And he just wants everyone to enjoy it and celebrate the 250th birthday anniversary of Beethoven. Google it, you will see. And you only find this stuff here at Yalla Home.
If you liked this episode of Yalla Home, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.